Okay. All right, guys. So we're going to do a Zoom training tonight on social media, some interaction, and how you can grow your network. So I'm pretty pumped about this because I pretty much grew my business in my previous company with social media. And then also I grew my network by face-to-face interaction and then added them onto my social media. So that was like a really big thing for me. And then I just kind of kept on working with those people. So, okay, let's work on growing your network first. So a lot of people come into this industry and they don't have a network. I didn't. I just was friends with people that I grew up with. I was friends with the people that I worked with and the people that I had met over the years. So how do you go from there to actually expanding that network? Well, you have to learn, first of all, not to be afraid to friend people that you knew previously in your life. Okay. So, but you also don't want to spam them and send them messages directly whenever you get done friending them. Okay. So what I like to do, and I did this for a really long time. Now I don't do this as much anymore because I really don't have that many spots for friends on my friends list. So right now I can't do this, but you guys certainly can if you don't have a whole lot of friends or a whole lot of following. I went through the people that I went to high school with. I started there. And I added people that I used to talk to. Then I went through my old my old workplaces. I went through schools that I went to from college, from whenever I went to beauty school like a long time ago. Whenever I was an esthetician, I went and I just friended everybody that I used to work with as a nurse at different hospitals. I went through, and all you have to do is go to your old employment, type that in. Like I typed in United Hospital Center. It was one of the hospitals I used to work with. And anybody that still works there or previously works there, sometimes they show up on that list. And even if it's just somebody that you talk to casually and you pass through the hallway, they're going to see your name and they're going to recognize you. Now, you don't want to over-friend, okay, but you do want to have friends in common. And I always say you don't want to have people that are like on your team. You don't want to like go friending a whole bunch of people that have similar friends than you on your team, because that's just not cool. But you do want to friend people like that you went to school with and so on. And then what do you do with those friends? You want to go through your recent timeline, like go through your timeline activity. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up my Facebook real quick. Hold on one second. I'm going to screen share so I can kind of show you guys how to go about that. Oh, I didn't mean to go to whiteboard. Let's go off of there. Hold on a second. Start screen share. Let me go back to there. See if I go to desktop. No, we don't need that. Okay. Okay. I'm going to go to my hang right here. Okay. If you go to, can you guys see my screen? I guess I can't see you. Okay, thank you for unmuting yourself to tell me that. Okay, so if you go to right here, all right, and you just click on your view activity, you can go to timeline review. You can go to this section right here, the more. You can go to your filters. What I always like to do is I can go to my posts, but also this is the coolest part here. This is if you go to your timeline activity and then you go to the friends, it's going to show who you became friends with, when you became friends with them, who you've added, and so on, okay? And obviously I've added a lot of people that are on our team, but when I'm adding people, I can go through their pages and I could add them to a list if I wanted to. I could add them to wherever it is, okay? And then I can basically say, oh, well, I just became friends with this person. I'm just going to pick Nicole. Nicole's a new promoter on our team, okay? And say Nicole wasn't a promoter on our team. I could go down through Nicole's timeline and I could be like, I could like this. Obviously, I don't really want to like that, but you know, you just want to say, oh, this looks good. That looks, because it does. Peanut butter stuffed cookies. Okay, Nicole's going to make me hungry. I'm just going to go off of hers. But you can go down through the people that you just recently became friends with. Jesse just promoted. So, you know, you can go down through these people. If they weren't on my team, I could go down through and I could like and comment and have that interaction with them. And that's kind of where you want to go with this. And you can actually, if I wanted to, and I don't really get into this, I could go in and I could add her to a list. This is where you do that at. I don't post to list, but I do utilize lists in liking and commenting. And whenever you're on your phone, I'll just click, I don't have any new list, but if they were people, whenever I was with It Works, it would bring up all It Works people that I had in that list or people from my high school. I can click on this list actually, guys, and it would show everybody that I went to high school with. It would just show those people in particular, and then I could like and comment on those people, which is pretty cool factor right there. And that's going to increase your interaction as well. Another thing I like to do, guys, is I like to go to my events and I like to scroll down. And if you go to, on my phone, it says birthdays or underneath the events. Where is it at? I don't know where to find it on my, birthdays this week. And you can go down through and you can tell every single person happy birthday. All right. When you do this, it's going to increase your interaction as well. You're also going to see, look who's turning 27 and Lori's birthday and Nikki's birthday. Oh, look, a whole bunch of people on our team's birthdays tomorrow. That's exciting. And then we have people on Wednesday as well. So, but the thing is that by doing this, this is going to also increase your interaction and it's going to grow your network. And the reason why it grows your network, I'm going to click off of this for just a second. Hold on a second. The reason why it grows your network is because people, whenever they're seeing you pop up in their newsfeed, other people are going to see it as well. Their friends are going to see that you're liking them. They might say, hey, I remember so-and-so, I'm going to friend her. Or your posts are going to start, if they start liking or commenting on your post, you want to make sure all your business posts are always public, period, end of story. Like, seriously, I know people like to post a list and you can do what you want, I guess. But I'm just going to tell you that if you do, you are certainly limiting your exposure. I can't tell you how many promoters, distributors that I had signed over the years that saw me because they saw a friend comment on my post. That would have never showed up in their friends' timeline if it was just made to friends or if it was just made to a list, because lists don't show up for people that aren't on that list. Okay, so if you don't know that, know that. So I do utilize lists for liking and commenting, but I don't post specifically to lists. Some people do because they think that, people are going to steal their prospects. If you work your business in fear, you are going to struggle, guys. You cannot work your business in fear. You have to work your business in faith, period. End of story. I promise you. Whenever you work your business, knowing that you are going to give your all every day and that you're going to put that belief every day out there that you can help people and that you want to help people, that is going to magnet people to you. And when you start throwing doubt out there, I honestly, anytime somebody throws doubt at me, I totally shut them down because I know better. But as your belief grows in this company, and I've only been with the company 8 weeks yesterday, I know that I can't let an ounce of doubt come into me. I can't let it, because the second that I do, it'll overtake me. And you have to have that belief that you can go 200K, that you can go 4K, you can go 12K, because people aren't going to join you to think that they can reach those goals if you don't believe that you can reach those or that you can help those people reach those. So growing your network is going to be based off of you stepping outside of your comfort zone when it comes to friending people and then making that interaction with them, liking, commenting, going through your timeline activity. Guys, you can take 10 minutes a day, friend some people, go through your timeline activity, and go through and like and comment on some people's posts. Literally, if you just did that every single day, you're going to see a huge increase on your interaction on Facebook, okay? The next thing I want to tell you is that if you don't have business cards, I do suggest you get business cards. I did not have business cards till about a week ago, and I cannot tell you how many pieces of paper I ripped out of my purse, receipts I ripped off of registers and wrote my name and phone number and had people friend me on Facebook, just on the spot, and I screenshot their picture so I knew who they were. But I didn't know where I met them from or whatever. I always try to friend people on Facebook, but sometimes, let's face it, they just don't want to do it. They're kind of weirded out by it. But I take the opportunity. Okay, so I'll use an example. I went up to buy wine one night, and my neighbor was with me, and she's also a promoter on our team. And she grabs this energy drink that's sitting at the register. And and she was like, "Ew, I bet you this tastes awful." And I said, and the girl, the cashier, was like, "Oh, I drink those every day or something." And I said, "I don't need those anymore." And then I started telling her about Thrive. And so then she was just like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." And I told her that we can get paid to do this and da-da-da-da. Anyway, she ended up friending me on Facebook 10 minutes later. Pretty cool, right? Because somebody that is hating their job right now and spending money on energy drinks every day just found out they could have some free energy and make money doing it because of the excitement. So just opening up the conversation with people. People always ask me, how do you start a conversation? I simply ask people how their day's going, or that they have amazing personality. If I'm out at a restaurant and somebody's giving me excellent customer service, I let them know, "Man, you have an amazing personality. Have you ever thought of doing something like this, like what I do?" They say, "Well, what do you do?" And then I tell them. And that is what, guys, if you share what you do, if a closed mouth is a closed business, I promise you, it'll be your best friend. I know that some people are a little bit shyer than what I am, because I'm pretty out there and I don't really hold back much at all. I talk to everybody. But if you're a little bit shyer, just start small. Start by just starting to have those conversations, and then build into business cards and, giving out stuff like that and friending people on Facebook. Just start saying, whatever, "You have a great personality," or "I think your service has been amazing today," or "Please," or "Thank you," or whatever. How do I explain to people what I do in simple terms? I get paid to share. I get paid to share this amazing opportunity with people. I get paid to help people. I get paid to basically be the advertiser instead of people having to pay for commercials or paying other advertisements. That's basically kind of what I explain. And then when people ask me about network marketing in general, because a lot of people are not familiar with it, and they'll say, "Oh, is that a pyramid scheme?" I say, "No, actually, if you join me, you can totally make more money than me." Actually, Jamie Pecca and I were just having this conversation today. She says, "You're totally going to make more money than me." and I laughed because it's so funny, because most people do not believe that they can join somebody, and they always assume that that person above them is always going to make more money, but that's just not the case, guys. You absolutely can make more money. In my last company, I can tell you I had 15 people in between me and the top leaders, and I had a higher income than all those levels in between. And that was underneath a ton of people, so you can have a rock star on your team and not make a humongous check. And that's because you have to match what that rock star is doing in order to get a check like a rock star, right? I'm not saying I'm a rock star. I'm just saying, you have to absolutely, you always cannot bank off of one person. So let's see, growing your network. That's when you're out at the store, whether you're out talking to people. Vendor events, that's another way to grow your network. You can do samples at those vendor events. Also, in-person response, what's that? To your DFG. Oh, I always say it's my wearable nutrition. This is what gives me energy and fills my nutritional gaps. That's what I say to everybody that asks me what that is. Because I actually get asked that a lot at the hospital, guys. Everybody wants to ask me if it's a nicotine patch. So I always say it's my wearable nutrition. It's what keeps me energy and helps me stay alert all night. That's really what I've been using. And that seemed to work. That's really opened up the door for people. And whenever they kind of get that, and whenever I explain to them that it can be worn over 24 hours, and instead of having to shove a whole bunch of pills down my throat, this is just sustained, they kind of get that. I don't know why, but they understand it. And they like it because they don't like taking a whole bunch of pills either, and they can't remember it. Like, who can remember all those pills? I like to make jokes about it too. So that always helps. Okay, so I said vendor events. You can also buy Facebook, Instagram, in person. So I've never really been big on vendor events. Is there anybody on here that does do a lot of vendor events? Okay, well, I'm not sure if there is or not. But I'll just tell you this. The biggest thing with a vendor event is making sure that you don't sit behind a table. I can tell you I've been to some vendor events that my team just rocked it. And I was like, man, like they're killing it. How are they signing all these people? The reason they were signing people left and right is because they stood in front of the table and they talked to people and they just made the sale. And that is kind of like the same thing that you're going to do when you're talking to people, guys. You have to assume that people are already going to join you before you even talk to them. You have to assume that people are already going to order the product before you even talk to them. When somebody shoots me a message and says they want to get a 3-day mini or they're interested in a 3-day mini, I say, what's your address? Here's my PayPal, or you can pay me through Messenger and I'll send it out to you. I don't even ask them anything else. I say, do you have any questions? But I say, here's my PayPal. This is how you can pay me. I'm going to shoot it out to you once you send me your address. So my 3-day minis, they get sold left and right because I don't give them time to question whether or not they want it. They just send me the payment, send me their address, and I mail it out. It's as quick as that. When somebody messages me about a product and they're like, I think I want to get those black labels, I say, great. If I have credits, I might say, I have $10 right now. If you go ahead and place your order, I will send those $10 credits to you right now for you to utilize towards this purchase. But I only have 10. So if you want it, let me know. If not, I'll just give it to the next person. People don't like to miss out. If you don't have credits, that's okay. You still seal the deal the same way, except for, okay, great. I was looking for one more person tonight to order that. Period. End of story. You don't have to offer something all the time. In fact, you want to make sure that you're telling them, though, hey, I almost forgot. Make sure you sign up on AutoShip so you get that 20% off. You can cancel it anytime, though. So you're still offering them something of value. That's another thing. Sorry, I kind of got off topic there. Interaction. So we kind of went over that already. We talked about birthdays. We talked about going through and liking and commenting. Something also, too, I want to add to that. If you go to your old posts from very beginning, like your very first post that you made, go through your likes and your comments. Those people you haven't talked to since that very first time. Go like and comment on their posts. You're going to resurface in their newsfeed. Okay? Maybe they haven't looked at your page since. But now if you go and like and comment, you're going to start popping back up on their page. You don't even have to go through and message them. Go through your old videos, your old posts, your old likes, comments, whatever. Like and comment on those people's stuff and do that on a daily basis. Just pick like one picture a day. And that's for Facebook. On Instagram, it's a little bit different. I mean, you can still go through those likes and comments and do the same thing on your old pictures and so forth. But Instagram's a whole different beast. And I'll talk about that here in just a second. But for Facebook, these are more warm market and people that know you a little bit more. Instagram, they don't really know you that well. They see your pictures. So it's a little bit different of an interaction. I mean, you do know some people, but most of them you don't. With Facebook, you cannot spam Facebook, guys. I don't know a nicer way to put it. If you start not being you, you are going to have a lot of people unfriend you. If you start just putting up sales ad, I used to joke about this all the time. Don't be a dirty car salesman. Don't be a dirty car salesman. Don't be the person that's just out to get the sale. Don't be the person that's just out to get the person to sign up. Okay. You need to show true interest in who you're helping. You need to let people know that you care. That's something I was talking to Donna about today. And she said, Amanda, I can tell you care, and that to me that speaks a lot. That says a lot. Okay. I can't always be there. So sometimes I feel guilty that I can't be there because maybe I'm at work or maybe I'm sleeping because I sleep when you guys are awake and I'm awake when you guys are asleep sometimes. So it might seem like I've disappeared for a while, but believe me, I'm always working around the clock. Hold on. I really shouldn't use that. I say it's my vitamins all day. Yes. Exactly. People are surprised. And it's a great conversation. So I really shouldn't read that. I have ADHD if you guys don't know that. So I kind of bounce all over the place. But really showing people that you care is going to be what helps you get people to actually want to follow you. And you want to have interactive posts. I don't know if you guys seen, I posted today about crock pot meals. I posted today about a snowstorm coming. And I said, do you guys think that we're really going to get this snowstorm? That post has huge interaction. The post about the crock pot meals. I don't even have to post a picture. You can just put words, Sometimes I'll ask, what kind of shampoo do you guys use? You better watch the makeup post though, because if you do, you'll get all kinds of direct sales people. But that's okay, because I've definitely, I have a direct sales girl that sent me a sample of her makeup and I totally wore it. And totally shared it on Facebook because that's good. Like I totally want her to buy my Thrive and share that on Facebook, So I'm cool with sharing information because what is my cup of tea might not be her cup of tea, but we can both utilize each other's network. I don't normally have parties for people very often, especially if it's anything that's competing. I want my circle to order from me, obviously, but I will share like where I found something. I also like to share little odds and ends things that I find. Like I posted one day about an epilator, and guys, that post had like so many likes and comments that people were like, what? Did you ever see the post about the Instapot? I mean, those posts get tons of likes and comments and interactions. And when you do that, you're driving that interest to your wall. I also post a lot about wine because a lot of people can relate to that. I post a lot about nursing. I post a lot about inspirational stuff. I post a lot about real, raw, true feelings about what I'm going through, how I'm feeling. I don't sugarcoat anything. I'm really just in your face. I say how I feel and what I'm feeling when I feel it. That may work for you. That may not. I'm not super negative ever. I always try to turn a negative into a positive. However, I will address things if I feel attacked for some reason. And then sometimes I have to delete and hide it because I say too much or something, But, at least I vented it out for a second. But you don't want to have a whole bunch of controversial things because you don't want to turn people off. But you also do not, you need to be able to share stuff other than just your business and your opportunity. I feel like oh, I'm glad that's helping. Sometimes I feel like I just ramble and I don't know if I'm really helping or not, but I'm glad that this is helping you guys. So another thing too that I like to share are things that are also going to be related to business and my product, but aren't necessarily related. So that would fall into the category of healthy eating. People that are going to be health conscious. So like what kind of workouts do you do? Stuff like that. Okay, because people that work out, people that eat healthy, people that don't necessarily eat healthy, they want to eat healthy. Where do you vacation at? It gets people in the mindset of, oh gosh, summer's coming, swimsuit's coming. I need to look better in my bathing suit. I try to put stuff out there that is going to trigger that type of stuff as well. the healthy eating, what kind of recipes, like I did the crock pot or whatever earlier. Sometimes there's, like right now, I know Kirsten's doing a gluten-free. So that also is going to get people, and you know, our shakes, our lifestyle mix is gluten-free. So that's good. Oh, yeah, it's gluten-free, right? I don't know. I'm so not green, guys. Okay, cool. I was double checking. I'm so not green. I always have to look at the packages. So if you guys ever think I really know all the answers, I really don't. I have to look everything up. I just know how to find resources. Very, very, very cool. That's what you're doing, keto? Okay, so I just want to, let's see. I want to think about any other interactive posts. Oh, groups and things like that. I don't go into groups. I hate groups. They are a waste of my time. They might not be a waste of your time. I know people that built businesses, but groups over the years, guys, have been so overtaken that people are very turned off. So I tell you to be genuine and find people truly in relationships outside of groups, and you're going to be different than most marketers. That's my opinion of it. You can do what you want, but I'm just going to tell you, I don't waste time in groups. Okay, so let's see. What else are you guys? Let's talk about Instagram for a second. I have not been working my Instagram, honestly, for the past 2 months that much. On and off, I'll post and I'll get some questions and comments. I actually had somebody messaging me just a little bit ago about the opportunity. But I haven't really been working it because I find that my Facebook, I have a lot of people that follow me there that have really built relationships with over the years, that's where my main interaction is. So, but if you don't have a huge network and you're in the process of building your network on Facebook and you want to utilize Instagram and you already have an Instagram account, if you don't, guys, listen to me. If you do not have an Instagram account, please do not go and try to become an Instagram master until April 30th, please. Promise me. Because you are going to spend so much time trying to learn the ins and outs of Instagram. You can start an Instagram, but don't spend too much time on it. You can get really sucked into it. If you already have an Instagram account, post there, utilize hashtags. If you want to go on and be private, just know you need to be very consistent and you need to work it every day, all day. I'm just going to tell you, if you want to be private, you need to be working it all day, every day. Like I'm talking like every hour. If you want to be public, utilize hashtags because hashtags are like Google. Hashtag Google, same category. People get on to look up stuff. Healthy, living, bikinis, I don't know, fall all into the same category. Okay? So utilize the hashtags that you use like you would for Google. Realize that you're going to get spam because like Google, every hashtag is going to have some spammers. There's going to be bots, there's going to be whatever, but still, would you rather have 5 bots follow you today and sign a customer because somebody looked up exactly what you decided to post? I would rather have 5 bots follow me and somebody end up signing as a customer than nobody follow me because nobody saw my post. Okay? The only thing I found on there were pictures of my son who was away at college. Huh. Okay. Well, here's the thing. You need to, if that's all that you found, then what you have to do is you need to go find new friends. Start following people that have similar interests, and how you do that is looking up hashtags. Look up stores, look up locations, look up towns, look up cities. I look up colleges. I look up my favorite store to shop at. I look up makeup that I like to wear. I look up different foods I like to eat. I look up wine. Shocker, shocker. I look up moms. I look up whatever, and I follow those people I like and comment. I like a lot of inspirational, positive stuff, and those are the people that I like and comment and follow the most. So that's how you build those relationships on Instagram. Kind of just like in and out. But the biggest thing with this is that you have to be consistent. There's a couple apps that I want to share with you guys that will really help you. There's one, if you have an iPhone, it's called WeDo. It's really a cool app. You can go through and you can put 10 to 15 tasks on there. And you can go through every day, like and comment, follow, say happy birthday, whatever you want to, and you just list it. I'll show you what it looks like. So that, there we go. This is what the app looks like. See it? It's right here. She's got a check mark. And don't judge, because I did this for training purposes. I haven't done my own tasks because I do it all the time. It's like a habit for me, but I made this so that I could show it. It just shows you like different, follow 200 people on Instagram, unfollow, add 100 people, interact on Instagram, schedule posts on Buffer. If you work during the day, you can use an app called Buffer to schedule your posts on Facebook. Just make sure that they're public. Follow up, post on team page, personal development, add friends on Facebook, wish friends a happy birthday. If you just did those things every day and you just check them off as you did them, you would notice that your network is going to grow, your interaction is going to go up. That's another thing, is copy and pasting stuff. You want to copy and paste stories. You don't want to share stories from a big page, for the simple fact that your interaction is going to go down from that, because the interaction is going to be based off of that big page, not your page. So I hope that helps. Another app, if you do not have an iPhone and you have an Android, is an app called, let me find it, 30, oh, I don't think I deleted it. Hold on a second. I have a lot of apps. You guys haven't figured that out. I think it's like 30 and 30 or something. It's like a timer app. And basically it's like, okay, I've got 30 minutes to work. Oh yeah, it's called 30-30. You see it's right there. 30-30. You could say, I've got 30 minutes to work. And you give yourself tasks to do during that 30 minutes. I'm trying to open it up. When I found the WeDo app, I started using that instead of the 30-30 app. But it gives you 30 minutes that you can be focused on working your Facebook, working your Instagram, follow-ups, whatever it is. Oh, I just now got sidetracked again. But the hashtags, there is an app called Tag-O-Matic. You can use that if you want to add it, if you're really like not good with like figuring out hashtags to use. This is what it looks like. I'm going to give you guys some Instagram tips, okay? So this is one of my favorite apps, this Tag-O-Matic. I don't know if it's on Android or not, but this is a really cool app to use. It is on Android. Okay, my husband said it is on Android. This is another really cool app. You ready for this? This will be a game changer. Instagrab. You ever see those really cool posts that you're like, man, I wish I could just copy that person's wording. Now you can. But just make sure you delete their name off of it. Instagrab. You can grab their wording. People hate you for doing that, but whatever. In desperate times, whatever. It's a good app. I try not to use it if I don't have to, but sometimes I'll be like, another thing with Instagram that you can do is, you guys, if you're not very good at what to post, when to post it, you can actually, and I emptied out my manage section. I don't think I really have very much in my manage section right now. I don't. You can manage stuff. I'm just going to put a picture in my manage section so you guys can see what I'm talking about, because I emptied it out. Oh no, I do. I do have one. Okay. You see that little button that says drafts, manage? Okay. That's a saved post. And I can just click it. That's what this is here. And it's just a picture. And it has words, and it says, my life makes Monday look sexy. I don't know. I just must have saved it for whatever reason. And then I can hit next, and oh, it's already got wording there. and I can just post it. This is handy when you want to go to bed at night and you know you have to work the next day and you know you're not going to be time to sit there and think about what you're going to post or whatever. You can have your posts ready and put them in that manage section, and then just when you go to lunch or you go on break or whatever, you can just click, done. It comes in handy. It's kind of like having buffer for your Instagram, except for you have to actually hit the post button for that. And you can use buffer for Instagram, but you have to hit the actual posting button. So the key is every day having intentional tasks that you're making yourself do, liking, commenting, following, being intentional. Follow up with people that you actually need to follow up with that want your product, that want to sign with your product, not people that you're just begging to sign with. If you don't do that, you're going to push people away if you do that. If I would have went to people and asked them, people and asked them to join me 100 times, they wouldn't have joined me. I can tell you that right now. In fact, most people I didn't even ask to join me. And if you signed with me, you know that. You just joined me because you messaged me and you asked for information, and then I just assumed you were joining, right? Yeah, everybody that joined me can agree with that. If you messaged me about information, I assumed you were just going to go ahead and join me. And then they do. They join. Not all the time, but I don't, I'm not sure if I'm part of his social adventure club or not. But he does give excellent tips, especially about being genuine and about being caring. He does an alphabet thing every day that's very intentional, a different letter a day. I'm reading on this side for interaction and so forth. John Eric was one of the social media people for It Works, for those of you guys that don't know. So he does have a social media adventure club or whatever, and he hasn't been with them for about 1.5 years. So, but anyways, he does have really awesome tips, as do some of the other social media gurus out there. But he does share some good stuff for caring. All right, so let's answer question. Does anybody have any questions? You can unmute yourself. No? Question? Okay, well then we'll finish up. So everybody has, let's see, it is 9:38. So we've been on here for about 40 minutes. It's definitely shorter than the 1.5 hour one that we did last time. And I wasn't very detailed, but I think I gave you guys an earful to utilize. The next thing I just want to tell you all is that the key to this company, I have noticed, has been getting those mini experiences into people's hands. So if you haven't ordered a kit yet, an upgrade kit, and you're sitting there and you're like, I don't have any money, Amanda, then I challenge you by the end of this week to pre-sell enough to order yourself a kit. Do yourself a favor so that you can order them for yourself and that you can order them for to get into people's hands, because it's really, really important, guys. And if you sell 8 of those mini experiences, you can get the $200 kit, or you can order the $100 kit and get an extra thing in DFTs and still make $50 profit. So if you sell 8, aim for 8 by Friday, and you are going to see your business change, because one, you're talking about it. And if you don't have the products, then talk to somebody on the team and get yourself a 25-day sample. We want people to, or you could do some 3-way calls or something and earn some stuff, So, all right, guys, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to go ahead and save this, and I'll post it on the team page.
I have a question.
Oh, yeah, go.
Okay, I've done a few of the mini samples for people like at work. When I post about it, or when I ask people if they'd like it, I go to like free customers.
Oh, no. I already know your first thing. Don't do open-ended questions like that. You don't ask them if they like it. Nope. You don't ask them.
Yeah, so
don't ever ask them if they like it, because no, they're going to tell you no.
I'm trying to ask about going to, not asking them if they like it, but I talk about the product when I like go places, and I talk about it to people I message, but to usually just say, do you want to try this out for 3 days?
I'll be honest.
How to get them in people's hands.
Okay, I'll be honest. I don't normally have to ask people. I normally just literally say, okay, so you're ready to get your 3-day sample. Like, I mean, if I'm out and about, I just say, okay, well, are you ready to finally try it or what? I mean, seriously, we talk about it every day to some of the people I work with and so forth. But when I'm on Facebook, most people just message me that they're ready to try it because I'm consistent enough with it. They see me posting, they see me talking about how good I feel or other people's testimonies and so forth. So most people just end up messaging me. I use a lot of attraction marketing. Just like last night before I went to bed, I posted me taking the rest. And of course I did get questions about it. I had people message me about, the boost. I had people messaging me about the kids vitamins when I posted with my kids. So basically just drawing people into that product and why they're excited. And you notice that I don't always talk about my website or talk about somebody buying it whenever I talk about it. Because almost sometimes when you don't talk about them having to purchase it, that's when they find the most questions to ask you about it. What is that? And be very vague. The more you tell in a post, the less questions you're going to have to answer. And always take your questions to a message. Don't ever answer questions of any kind in the comments.
Right.
Say, I'll message you.
Right.
Okay. People tell me all the time that my posts are really vague. That's like I made a post last night about somebody joining me on the 15th. I cannot tell you how many people messaged me to ask me who was joining me on the 15th. And I said, why? Is it you? So I just know that the vaguer you are, the more people that are going to be curious.
I have a question as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So my question is I had a lady that signed up for a free customer account today.
Mm-hmm.
My question is with the 3-day mini samples, like, how do I approach her? Like, do I say anything? Like, is she interested in trying it or anything like that? Or do I wait to see if she's going to wait and order, like, a kit?
I would reach out to her and ask her if she needs any help placing an order. And then if she doesn't want to order or she shows any hesitation, ask her if you can get a 3-day mini out for $25 or $35 or whatever it is that you sell it for in your area.
Okay, because I'm totally new to this. So my question is so you say that people can pay either through PayPal or through Messenger.
Yeah.
They can
use
I've never heard of anyone being able to
Messenger.
pay through Messenger. So is that something that I set up through my Messenger?
Yeah. If you click on your Messenger, there's like a little box. There's a little box that you can click. And when you do, I have to like click on somebody here. I'll click on Amber. There's a little box that you can click and it's got like a square with 3 dots. You see that box?
Okay, I see it.
When you click on that, there's a little place that says payments right there. You just click on that and you set up how you want your pay. And it can't be a credit card. It's got to be a bank card because it just automatically goes into your bank account. It's pretty cool.
Gotcha.
And there's no charge
okay.
for it. So it's just like your
Alrighty.
PayPal. Yeah, it's just like your PayPal. Now, there's also another app. It's called Cash App. But a lot of people, if they don't do Messenger, like if you're outside of the U.S., I can't do it through Messenger to somebody. So I have to do PayPal for that.
Right. Okay. Now, other question is, and then I'll be done. I had a lady ask me if she could buy multiple 3-day experiences. Now, if that person keeps coming back and asking you to continue buying the 3-day samples,
she could have spent like that money and gotten 30 days worth.
And that's what I told her, but she just kept asking. She just said, can I buy multiples of these? And I didn't ask her yet, like, are you buying them for several people or are you buying it just for yourself? Because she just asked me. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure I got,
Don't
because I
cut her
don't
a
know,
deal
like,
because you'll never get her as a customer if you do. Don't cut her a deal on those minis all the time or else you'll never get her as a customer. Like, don't say, oh, well, I'll give you,
okay.
since you're buying 3 of them, I'll give them to you for this amount instead or anything like that because then you're going to
no.
get shorted.
Right. Okay. Good deal.
I hope that helps. But
Yes, it does.
awesome. All right, guys. Well, then I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here because my phone's been dinging a whole bunch. I'm going to get back to work. But if you guys need anything, as soon as this uploads, I'll post it. Okay? Hope everybody has a good night. Thanks for hopping on.